So guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to say sorry to Cassie for what happened. So there's three things I want to talk about tonight's Bachelor episode. First thing is is Cassie in the right? Is Cassie's dad in the right? And this is something you struggle with when you're in love. Cause I feel like this happens all the time. Where you really care about something or somebody, but maybe they don't feel the same about you. I'm just sad about this episode in general. I don't know how to respond. This happens to everybody. Girls, guys. Where it's where do you draw the line? In love and where it could go. And I feel like Cassie brings up a lot of interesting and wrong points with the Bachelor couples. I think only 3 or 4 couples have made it out. Nick and Vanessa split up. There's a bunch of other ones that just don't make it. I feel like now that I watched The Bachelor, and I always thought it'd be cool to go on there, I feel like we're finally starting to see the real problems with The Bachelor. It's maybe the couples don't work out because one person isn't in love. So Colton was so in love with Cassie that maybe he's not opening himself up to other girls. Then when she was just not expressing the same feelings, it was tough on him. I think things wrong with The Bachelor is tonight, one of them was truly in love with the other person. He was in love with Cassie. But it was such a short time frame. How could she justify him getting down on one knee at the end of it, or justify where their relationship would be at over time? Especially if you can't see the person for so long. I feel like that's what's frustrating. Is that it's so hard to get to know somebody in that time frame. And under the circumstances. So say, I don't know how long they shoot for, but say you were only there for a month. How can you know that you're going to marry this person in a month? That's just what I'm saying. I just think it's so hard. They make it out to look perfect. It probably is really amazing on these dates, but just imagine all the things that go on behind the camera. Just imagine say that you're in the final 3, kind of like Cassie was. Just imagine him saying I love you, and then you doubting that because he's going on a date with 2 other girls. Yes, he probably cared about her a lot. It's tough. Typically, what a guy will say, or a girl, if he's talking to somebody else, oh, I care about you, and then they'll say, oh, I care about you, the second person. I feel like that's the main problem. How can she develop a relationship when he's having 2 different relationships with 2 other girls, along with 25 other girls throughout the season at least? And that's the tough part. I feel like there's so many things wrong with The Bachelor. I love watching The Bachelor. I love it. It's just, why should they pressure him into getting engaged? Why can't they just go on a date? Why can't they just date? Why at the end do they have to get engaged? I understand that it's their choice, but it might be for dramatic effects. It's just, I feel like that's wrong. Maybe they should focus The Bachelor on dating, not marriage. Maybe they should focus The Bachelor on, turn it into more of a dating show. I know you want a lifelong companion if you go on that show, but how many times does it work? Nick and Vanessa are already separated. I don't know how Rachel is doing with hers. I'm pretty sure she's still with them. But it's just simple stuff like that where it's only a few of them really work out. It's is it worth it? I feel like the problem Cassie had is she had doubts. When you know, you know. But sometimes you just need time to adapt, learn with them. And I feel for Cassie because she loved him. She just wasn't at the point where she could justify him getting down on one knee at that. And I want to stand up for Colton too, because that was his pick. You could tell throughout the episode, I don't know if it's just cuts or whatever, that was his pick. But I don't know. I just want people to realize that maybe The Bachelor isn't perfect. Like, this is putting people in high tense situations. Like, oh, you might get engaged at the end. Like, do you really want to be engaged to somebody you just met like 3 months ago that's been going on dates with other people? Simple questions like that. And I feel like what Cassie's dad did was good. He was honest with her. Like, hey, I just, like, if you would have came in like, you know, bright eyes, you know, just simple stuff, we would have been okay with it. But you weren't. Like, there was something missing in you. Like, and he just wants her to find that same love. Cassie, if you're out there watching this, I just want to say, you know, like, I'm single, so, you know, we should go on a date. But that's not why I'm making this video, though. It's just, it's so hard to find somebody that you click with in such a short time, especially when you're spending so much time with other women. Like, just imagine staying in a house. Like, how can you fall in love with somebody that's going on a date with 20 other women? Like, even if I was the guy in the final 3 with fantasy suites, I would have my doubts, because she could say I love you, I could say I love you, and then she could go say that to the 2 other people. But I hope you guys like this video. This is just my response to Cassie. I'm in support of Cassie because, like, I think she's the most amazing thing ever, along with Demi, and I really like Hannah G, so, or not Hannah G, like Hannah, the one that's still left in the fantasy suites. We didn't get to see any of her part today, but I just feel so bad for Colton too, because he's a great guy and he's putting himself out there, and I feel like Cassie was the one that he wants to, and I appreciate him being patient with her. It's just, I feel like there's too much going on in the situation. Like, those are the faults in The Bachelor. It's like, you could, how are you supposed to say yes to somebody that you've only gone on like a few dates with, you know? And like, in a perfect world it would work. It's just, maybe that's why a lot of Bachelor contestants are failing. So that's my response to Cassie going home. We love you, Cassie, and Bachelor Nation, you know? Like, but I understand, like, you weren't all there. You didn't know if you could get there, so I hope you find your true love someday. And we love you. But make sure to like and subscribe, guys. Leave comments, so yeah, peace.